Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode of our Let's Play Settra the Imperishable. We are right where we left off. Got a little bit of money in the bank, got our armies moving around here, Settra's over here. We're still at war with these guys here, Rakaf Dynasty still existing, I suppose. So, let's get started. Senutorman is going to garrison himself in Agrul Migdal. Any massive upgrades we can do here? We could get a new building, but I'm not super bothered about that. Anything we can do in Khemri? We can upgrade this, upgrade this. Can we get a new building here? We can get another one of these. Not massively a fan of that. Let's... Shall we? We definitely can't go anywhere near this. This is ridiculous. Can't get this. Actually, we're going to wait for this. We're going to wait for the statuary of Khemri, and we're going to get Ushabti. And some Ushabti great bows. Yes, yes, that's definitely what we're going to do. So, Prince Hakaros has leveled up. Give him Blade Master. We've got research. I don't want to do this. So, we'll start doing one of these, I suppose. I mean, yeah, may as well. What have we got in the mortuary cult? 1 weapon, 1 armor, 2 enchanted items, and a talisman. Nothing we want to worry about. So we were going to stay here with Settra and see what Usharon and his army does. See if this Beastman force decides to do anything that might help us out, maybe. So let's end this turn and see what happens in the next one. Saving up our cash for getting the statuary next turn, which would be very nice. Get a couple of Ushabti on the field. Very, very powerful unit, as we can see. But obviously it doesn't expire, so significantly better than the one that you get at the summoning point for the Tomb Kings. The tier 3 summoning. It's not the summoning point, it's the Realm of the Dead proc, which you get at the tier 3. Regen, and then Ushabti and regen, which is very nice indeed. So it'd be nice to just have that versatile Ushabti unit, which are very fast, very hard hitting, not got a lot of models, but can be very useful in either a front line or a flanking position, which both of them, which we will hopefully be making use of in our armies. And okay, so we're on our next turn. What happened? Ooh, Judas Priest. Lish priests should live only to serve their king's undying will. Betrayal should be anathema to their order, yet one among their number has betrayed us by conspiring with a rival tomb king. How should we proceed? So we can bury him, which is massive increase to hero action cost, or ignore. So, you know, we're not doing any actions at the moment, so we'll bury him. We've got our 200 canopic jars, so we can get Rakash, or Wakaf. I'm not sure who we want, really. Public order, character order, leadership aura, ward save, tax rate, melee attack, charge, bonus, ambush success, range, attribute, stalk. We'll go with Rakash. Rakash. I don't know. Settlement upgrade. Gorgazan. May as well. Got the cash. Don't want to use it though, because we're going to build our statuary of Khemri. So this is kind of still a stalemate. They might go and push out to take Al-Haik, which we obviously would not be able to hold. So let's temporarily end the turn. We'll do a quick little end turn, and then we'll see what the Strigos do, because I don't think they can get from Martek to Al-Haik in one turn, so we will have a little bit of warning if they do decide to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to move in our units. And as I just saw in the end turn there, Clan Moors have significantly reduced in power. We are now having a significant advantage over them, which we were definitely not before. So that's something to keep in mind for our potential future expansion opportunities. The Warherd of the Crowfather have declared on Clan Moors, so that's definitely not going to be good for them. And it's looking like there, as the map is changing, that they are maybe colonising these places again. So either their army moved out, or they've got a second army, which we might need to take care of. So we'll have to see when we get back into our turn now. Okay, so we've got Rakash. So he is in our Lord pool, and we're going to be getting him straight away. Rakash of the Second Dynasty. There he is, Rakash. So, we can get some Nehekara warriors for him, which we're definitely going to want to do. And then also get 4 units of archers. So he's going to have quite a powerful army if we decide to put the Ushabti in there. So yes, they have a second army, as I unfortunately suspected. So what we'll do is we'll move out for now of Belaliad, which is at -1, which is not that big of a deal at all. We can upgrade this to get some skeleton archers and skeleton archer chariots, and a screaming skull catapult, which I will be doing. 2 turns until we get to our Ushabti. Senator Men is still over here. Numas is still, I assume, held by the Skaven. We'll wait a few turns and see what we want to do about that. So let's get these techs, make use of what research rate we have, which is obviously not huge, but we can try and make use of it as we can. Let's see if the Strigos Empire decide that they want to push out against us, because if they do, then hopefully we can take a defensive fight in the desert and then maybe wipe their army and take Martek, which would be nice. Or if they decide they don't want to push out, then we can take our army westward and take Kofa, Lashiek, the Sorcerer's Islands, all of these provinces, which they won't be able to defend if their army is sitting in Martek, possibly defending against this raiding Beastman army. The AI might be thinking that if they move away, then they'll face a siege, which they will obviously lose from that Beastman army, which would obviously not be excellent for them. So I can see why they're remaining in there, or possibly it's the threat of our army. So we'll see when we move Settra's army out if it's us or the Beastmen which are keeping them in Martek. We've constructed the Avenue of Monuments in Khemri, giving us an extra bit of income, which is very, very nice. Rakhash is here, recruiting his army. So yes, let's move Settra out and see if Usharon moves out, because we can take Kofa. It's got like no garrison, easily taken, so we shouldn't worry about that. So it's just these provinces which might be a problem. Senuta Men is still here. Can put some more stuff in here. Let's get that the skeletal garrison in Galbaraz, just to make the garrison a little bit more hefty. 1 more turn left on these units for him, and then we can decide what we want to put into his army after that. 1 more turn on our statuary, 3 more turns on our skull repository. 1 more turn left on our technology, so let's end this turn and see what happens. Fast forwarding here, I do apologise, just give me 1 second. So, let's see what they decide to do. That was Clan Moore's turn. We still do have a significant power advantage over them, so possibly we can leverage that to take a few vital provinces back into the Tomb Kings, obviously formerly of the Numas Kingdom. I think it's Numas rather than Numasi Kingdom or anything like that. So get Numas back if you like. Gorfang Rotgut. He wants a non-aggression pact. We're probably not going to be going up there for a while, so they're offering us 600. We're obviously just going to accept 600. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, they want peace, I'm assuming. No, they will not be getting it. We are going to march on Kofa and then march our way down the Atalan Mountains, taking everything in our path. Let's hope that they end up going to colonise the Wizard Khalif's palace, because I don't particularly want to colonise that. If they could do the work for me, that would be excellent. Okay, so we've got the quickening, ammunition, charge bonus, and reload time reduction for skeleton archers and Nehekaran horse. They're skeleton archers and horsemen, skeleton horsemen and Nehekara horsemen, skeleton archers and skeleton horsemen. I don't know what the Nehekara horsemen are. But okay, so we've got a new mission, raid a region belonging to the Dune Kingdoms, the Sentinels, or the Strigos Empire, which I imagine will be fulfilled if we do this. Maybe? I guess we'll march forwards with raiding stats and hope that that gives us the mission. Okay, we got the Statuary of Khemri. Let's upgrade to the Resonant Catacombs. Regnant? I'm not sure. Just get a couple of upgrades in over here, nothing over here. Let's recruit. We can recruit Simushabti, so let's get Simushabti and 2 units of Skeleton Warriors to go alongside our Nehekara Warriors. New research, let's get Nomad Stock, which giving us a melee attack and melee defense bonuses on our various horse units. Okay, we've successfully done that, which is giving us canopic jars, some money, and some relations with the Rakaf dynasty, which could be nice. I'm not sure whether Tomb Kings get confederations. So what I'm going to do, as soon as we get into the next turn, is I'm going to have a look at what our diplomatic situation is, and I'm going to see if confederation is an option for Tomb Kings factions, because if it is, then possibly we can make an ally of the Rakaf dynasty, and then confederate with them at a later date when we've gained some more power, which would be an interesting way to do it, instead of just, you know, conquering everyone around us, which I imagine gets a little bit boring at some point. There we go. Usharon has moved out, and he's taking attrition in the desert, I'm assuming. I can only assume it's the desert. We haven't activated any specific rights or anything, so I have to imagine it is. Now, could someone in the comments be very, very excellent and inform me of a bit of information which I'm lacking on? If we go into our rights, the Grand Incantation of Tahoth gives you a Casket of Souls. Does that run out? I don't know. Is it something that runs out after like 10 turns or 15 turns? Oh, effect duration 5 turns, or is that just for this? I don't know. So I'll rely on you for that. So Settra has gained a level. We'll give him... Well, let's give him Embalmed in Elixir. Hit points and fire resistance, very nice. So let's move him back, and let's see if we can bait Usharon into either attacking Al-Haik and then losing a portion of his army so we can then attack in, or maybe something else entirely. So Gorgazan can get its upgrade, but I'd rather spend that money somewhere else if at all possible, really. So upgrade that. Okay, and then upgrade that. Okay, cool. Senutumen's still here. As is Rakash. We can get 2 spearmen now. So let's end this turn, and the next turn we can get 2 more warriors and 1 more spearman, and we should have a very nice little army there under Rakash, which we can hopefully use to either battle the Skaven or to take westward so that we can have 2 armies that are being used in the fight against the Strigos Empire. I'm interested to see if they come out and push our army. If they feel they've got the power, they run back to Martek, they push on to Al-Haik, or they retreat even further back to Kofa. They've got definitely a lot of options. Sir John the Devoted just won the war for us. Thanks, John. Sudenberg want a non-aggression pact. Unless they're offering money, I'm probably not going to accept. Okay, Sir John the Devoted just earned the Knights of Origo a rather longer respite from our conquest than I was originally planning on. That's amazing. That frees up so much of our space on this western front. What I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to move Settra's army down to hopefully defeat this army that's in the field here. And then what I'm also going to do is move Rakash's army down to take Martek, get a little bit of experience on our new forces, which will hopefully prove excellent. So we can't reach Siegfried Richtelos this time, so we'll just march out into Kofa. If they move round to Martek, that's fine, we'll just push on Kofa. What's the turn looking like for our recruitment here? We've got our Ushabti, we've got our archers. We can now get our Screaming Skull Catapult, which we will be doing, and we'll also be picking up 2 units of Skeleton Warriors. I think? No, 1 unit of Skeleton Warriors, 1 unit of Skeleton Spearmen. I think, yes. We've got unassigned skill points. Senutumen, we can give him Indomitable Will. So what I might do is march out with Settra men and see if we might not take Numas from the Skaven. We don't want to upgrade this, I don't think. No. Okay, one more turn left for our technology. Let's go ahead, see if we can get a battle or a siege in this episode, which would be nice, as we've been a bit on and off with whether we've been able to get into a combat in our last couple of episodes. We did have the Siege of Al-Haik, which was very nice, but obviously a lot of our other sieges have been auto-resolves since we've had such significant advantages over the enemy. Karak Zorn have declared war on Clan Moors. So yes, this is definitely the time to be declaring on Queek and Clan Moors. Okay, so they have marched into Martek. So either we can push back with Settra and just take it, or we can wait for Rakash's army to go and take it for themselves. I'm honestly not sure which one I would prefer to do. Settra isn't really needed anywhere else, so there's no reason that we can't just wait for Rakash. We've got Nomad stock, very nice. We failed this mission. That's a shame. We've got a new mission. Battle eliminate a Nord belonging to the Dune Kingdoms or the Rakash dynasty. We don't want diplomatic relation with the Sentinels, so I'm not going to worry about that. Settra men is here. Let's march him to Numas. Skaven. So there is an army in there, but the garrison is tiny. So let's go for it. Let's declare war. Whoa! That is such a difference. Jesus. That is actually an even balance of power, so we'll get a battering ram, we'll get some siege towers, and we'll just continue siege with Settra men's army. So let's go across. Rakash. What else do we want to do with his army? We've got a nice base here. Can't really get any cavalry though. Can we upgrade anything in Al-Haik? Can't do that because we need tier 3. But we can upgrade to tier 3. So let's do that. For now then, let's march out his army and see what we can do. So what I will do is I'll use Settra to take Kofa, which should be very easy, just a nice little auto-resolve. Yep. Boom, auto-resolve, barely lost anything. Oh, we do have a Scarecrow banner. Let's put that on Hakaros. 312, we can loot and occupy. That would be nice. Okay, we'll loot and occupy. Oh, we did break our non-aggression pact. I didn't know, I've forgotten that we did have that. Oh, yes, of course, I meant to use that. Okay, so let's go into our diplomacy while I still remember. So we have no allies, no defensive allies. We have trade with the Border Princes and the Rakaf dynasty, and we're just at war with those two here. So if we go to the Rakaf dynasty, do they want a non-aggression pact? No. Do they want military access? No. Can we confederate? No. It doesn't look like it. So maybe we won't go for a full-on alliance with them. New research is available. Let's get Bone Edifice. Just want to get our way through as many of these technologies as possible while we've got the current research rate. Let's upgrade the Avenue of Monuments. We've got an unassigned skill point. Hakaros, giving him Blade Master. So he's a very, very good melee combatant now. So let's end this turn and see if we can't do something else. I'm curious to see what they do here in Martek. See if they push out against Bel Aliad or Al-Haik, or maybe if they just stay put. If they stay put, that would be very nice. We can get a bit of experience on Rakash's army. And that would hopefully enable us to get a couple of levels, 1 level or so on him, but also some experience points on the rest of his army, which might make it a little bit more of that elite fighting force rather than just kind of new units that aren't upgraded at all. So as of course in this game, upgraded units do gain boosts to stats and other things like that, so we're obviously going to want to get that as soon as is possible. Everyone's declaring war on Clan Moors. Teotihuacan are declaring war as well. So we'll have to see whether we actually manage to get all we want out of Quig before he's destroyed by other factions. So they are recruiting here, Siegfried Richterlos. So we will move Settra out. Kofa is part of Alhaik, so the public order should be alright for now. So let's move Settra out. And we'll move him down and take Lashiek and the Sorcerer's Islands. And just wipe them out off the map. If their army wants to stay there, then they can stay there. So King Rakash was marching out. He's got his Screaming Skull catapult. I'll definitely be interested to see how much work that can do. Okay, I'm going to wait a bit because they've only got Clan Rats though and Skaven Slave Spears. And I believe that 1-to-1 Skeleton Warriors will beat Clan Rats. I hope. If they don't, that really is some damning information for the Skeleton Warriors. We can upgrade our defences here in Agrul Migdal. We've pretty much got rid of Chaos Corruption, so we can almost afford to get rid of the Obelisk at the moment. 2 more turns, I believe, and then I'll be ending this episode, if maybe a bit early. We've got a population surplus in the Southern Badlands. Maybe we can get an upgrade to Galbaraz and put a few more military buildings in there so that we can start equipping some of our other armies with our more elite units. Let's see what else happens in this end turn. Nothing's happening at the moment. Gone past a couple of the factions in this area. Nothing in particular has interested me. Strigos Empire? No, they're just recruiting in Martek. Their army is going to be larger than Rakash's, so what I will do is I'll just march out to the what's it called? The opening here of the mountain, so that we can just stand there. They can't really get past us either way, so they'll be forced to come out and fight us in a defensive battle, which hopefully should enable us to take the victory from them. So yes, let's march out to roughly, probably about, if I don't move, where can they move to? Nowhere, because they're recruiting. Let's just go out there. Settra here, we can take Lashiek. Auto-resolve that, there's barely any garrison. Decisive victory, we lost 0. Let's occupy it. Settra has got the golden death mask of Carnute. Death's foul taint hangs heavy from Prince Carnute's elaborate death mask, gripping the hearts of those who gaze upon it and freezing them in terror. So Settra now gives terror as well as fear. Or does he already do that? It's possible he already does that, but you know what? It's cool anyway. Oh, we can give him his skeletal steed, which I think we probably will be doing. I think, yes. Yeah, okay, let's give him a skeletal steed. Just a bit cool, really, isn't it? Lashiek, we can repair the harbour. There's quite significant chaos corruption here, so we might want to put an obelisk in, or keep an army around here just to make sure that rebellions or chaos invasions don't get too wild. So we could take Numas this turn, but the episode's already getting a little bit long, so what I will do is I'll set another 2 siege towers to be built, and then we will do that in the next episode. So let's end this turn and see what we can do before the end of this episode. So, as we move through here, Clan Moors, are they sending a relief force? Does not look like it. They are, of course, at war with a lot of other factions as well. Moving through the dwarf factions, Karak Zorn there, the dwarves that inhabit the World's Edge Mountains in the very, very south. So they are also at war with Clan Moors as far as I'm aware. I don't know, I don't think they started war, I think they very recently declared war. One of the notifications we saw at the Strigos Empire. They're still recruiting in Martek, nothing new happening there. So, what are we going to do? Teotihuacan there, actually, also at war with Clan Moors, definitely got a whole host of enemies against them. nearly to our turn, and there we go, going through the rebel armies. Okay, so we got Bone Edifice, armor and missile damage for our horseman unit, and King Rakash has got Builder, present in regions during building construction, which gives him construction cost reduction and income from all buildings. The Knights of Origo have made peace with Quran. Don't know why they were at war in the first place, but we won't worry about it. So let's go into Beneath the Sands. What's the... We need 50% to, so let's go to 53%. 50%, there we go. 50% campaign movement, and go into Beneath the Sands. Can't move, no. So we'll sit here and wait for this army to come out. Meanwhile, Settra's still down here. We'll leave him in Lashiek area for now, but we'll move out to come down to the Sorcerer's Islands. Kofa, we can upgrade. We can also upgrade the port here. And get a salt mine. Very nice indeed. So, this is going to be the end of the episode. I will be continuing off right where we left off for our episode tomorrow. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy, feel free to, hit like. And if you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe. If you didn't like it, hit dislike and tell me in the comments why you didn't like the episode. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you tomorrow.